Hello and welcome to our new series of weekly online messages, following the popularity of our Advent thought for the day. I hope you'll find them helpful and thought-provoking, and we'll be focusing on Jesus' life, and as we lead up to Easter, on his death and resurrection. Well, they say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but that isn't always true. Let me take you to a day when a whole lot of people got a free lunch. Jesus was at the height of his popularity, and he was attracting huge crowds who came to hear him and see his miracles. On this occasion, they'd been with him all day, and his disciples wanted Jesus to send them home so they could buy food, for they had had nothing to eat. But Jesus said to them, "You give them something to eat." They were aghast. "How could we possibly do that?" they said. 200 denarii worth of bread, that's equivalent to 8 months' wages, wouldn't be enough for all these people. The crowd was big, 5,000 men, plus women and children. Then one of his disciples, called Andrew, said, "There's a lad here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 small fish. But what are they to go round so many?" Evidently, the lad had offered his packed lunch. Jesus made everyone sit down. Then he took the food, gave thanks to God, and then handed it to the disciples to take round. By the time they had finished, not only had everyone eaten, but they were completely full. In fact, there was some left over, 12 baskets full, more than they had to start with. The next day, some of the crowd came looking for Jesus. He said to them, "You haven't come because you saw the signs." He means the miracles, pointing them to the spiritual nourishment they needed, which he had come to give them. You came just because you were interested in getting free food. Don't labor for the food which perishes, but for the food which endures to everlasting life. He didn't mean they shouldn't work for a living, but he was saying their priorities were wrong. You are too easily satisfied, he was saying. You're missing what really matters. The food you are after perishes. It just doesn't last. As we know, physical food will only keep us alive for a while. We need what will give us eternal life. And that, said Jesus, is what I can give you. It's not only food Jesus had in mind. That was just an example relevant to the situation. Is anything that doesn't last, that wears out, that is not of eternal worth. Money, houses, cars, holidays, and so on. This past year has shown how quickly these things can be taken from us, as people have lost their jobs or businesses, or become ill, or just can't travel. And of course, we can't take them with us. The problem is, these are the kinds of things that so many of us go for. We tend to think only of the here and now, until it's too late. Jesus urges us to have a higher priority, to seek things that really last, the things that satisfy once and for all. And we don't have to look far, for he says, "I am the bread of life. He who comes to me shall never hunger, and he who believes in me shall never thirst. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. And the bread that I shall give is my flesh, which I shall give for the life of the world." Are you just going for the things that perish? Or are you looking for what is of eternal value?